Hi everyone, welcome to English Today Journey. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy learning English in a simple and practical way.
Confidence. Cultural pressure and past experiences may influence you, but they do not define your path. Your mindset does. And that mindset can turn every mistake into a stepping stone toward success. Now, let's think about what all of this means for people learning English, or any language. Imagine you are trying to speak in English, and you know there's a chance you might mispronounce a word, forget a phrase, or make a grammar mistake. If you already feel pressure to be perfect, just the thought of speaking up can feel terrifying. Many learners stay quiet, not because they can't learn, but because they are afraid of being judged. I've met students who have studied English for 5, even 10 years, yet they still avoid speaking. They fear making mistakes in front of others. And I completely understand it. That fear is real. It comes from a deep place inside. But here is a question I want you to ask yourself. What were you taught about mistakes as a child? Were mistakes punished? Were you told to stay quiet if you weren't sure, or compared to others who did better? Maybe you learned it's safer to stay silent than risk being wrong. That belief may have kept you safe as a child, but now ask yourself, is it still helping you, or is it holding you back? The truth is, many of us carry these cultural beliefs into adulthood without ever questioning them. We internalize the idea that mistakes are shameful. We feel like we must always be perfect, always get the right answer, always look confident. And when you feel that way, even small challenges can seem huge. Speaking in English, asking questions in class, trying something new at work, or sharing your ideas in a group. These moments can all feel risky. Here's the thing, mistakes are not shameful. They are natural. They are part of learning and growing. They are proof that you are trying, that you care, that you are alive and engaged in life. Every mistake is a step forward. Every time you risk being wrong, you give yourself the chance to get better. Every small failure contains information you can use to improve. Imagine shifting your mindset just a little. Instead of thinking, I mustn't make a mistake or people will judge me, imagine saying, I might make a mistake and that's okay. I can learn from it and I will get better. That simple change opens up freedom. It gives courage. It changes hesitation into action. Suddenly, speaking in English is not terrifying. It becomes practice. It becomes growth. It's also important to see the contrast clearly. Shame keeps you small. Growth keeps you moving. Shame tells you to hide. Growth tells you to try again. When you understand that, fear starts to lose its power. You can begin to speak, to practice, and to learn without being trapped by judgment. And step by step, mistake by mistake, your skills, confidence, and courage will grow stronger than ever. So, the next time you feel that fear, pause for a moment. Recognize it. Then remind yourself, I'm allowed to make mistakes. I am learning. I am growing. That mindset transforms every small error into a lesson, every misstep into progress. Your mistakes are not walls, they are doors. And with each door you open, you move closer to the confident, capable person you want to be. It's okay to question the beliefs you've carried for a long time. It's okay to say, that way of thinking helped me once, but now it's keeping me stuck. For example, maybe in your culture, respect is very important, and that is wonderful. But if respect means you must always stay quiet and never take risks, it can also stop you from growing, especially when you are learning something new like English. That's why we need to reframe mistakes. In many modern workplaces, especially in tech or startup environments, there's a saying, fail fast, fail often. It doesn't mean being careless. It means trying things quickly, making mistakes early, learning from them, and moving forward. Failure isn't your enemy. It's part of the process. Not every culture fully agrees with that idea, but there is still something valuable here. Mistakes do not define who you are. They do not have to be tied to shame. Shame is one of the heaviest emotions we carry. It's different from guilt. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. When people feel ashamed of mistakes, they hide. They stop participating. They avoid opportunities. They freeze. And that is the exact opposite of what learning requires. Learning needs courage, not fear. Courage doesn't mean never feeling afraid. Courage means moving forward, even when you are scared. So, if you've ever felt ashamed of making mistakes or afraid to try something because of what others might think, remember this. You are not alone. Millions of learners around the world feel the same way. But here's the good news. You can change it. You can start today. Remind yourself, everyone makes mistakes. Even the smartest students. Even native speakers. Even teachers. Even me. Nobody is perfect. The more you practice being kind to yourself when you make a mistake, the faster you recover, the braver you feel, and the more progress you will make. You can also create a personal culture for yourself, a mindset and environment that sees mistakes differently. In this personal culture, mistakes are not shameful. They are opportunities. They are stepping stones. Each mistake shows you what to do next time. Each misstep gives you information, feedback, and the chance to improve. Think of it this way. Every time you try and fail, you are learning something no success could teach you. Every time you speak, even if you say a word wrong, you are practicing. Every time you take a risk and make a mistake, you are building courage. Over time, these small steps add up. They grow your skills, your confidence, and your resilience. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, patience, and reflection. But the more you remind yourself that mistakes are part of learning, the more you will feel free to try. You will speak more, write more, create more, and experiment without fear. Slowly, your fear will shrink, and your courage will grow. Mistakes stop being walls. They become doors. Doors that lead to growth, skill, and freedom. So today, start small. Speak a sentence in English, even if it's not perfect. Try something new, even if you're unsure. Make a mistake and notice it for what it really is, a teacher, not a punishment. Over time, you will see that fear and shame have less power, and your growth and confidence will take their place. Mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. They are information that helps you grow, not something that makes you feel small. Real strength is not about being perfect. Real strength is about staying open, curious, and willing to learn. Every time you try, even if it doesn't go perfectly, you are building strength and courage. So, the next time you feel afraid to speak, make a mistake, or try something new, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, where is this fear coming from? Whose voice am I hearing? Is it my teacher from childhood? My parents? Maybe classmates who laughed once? Then ask yourself gently, is that voice helping me now, or is it time to replace it with a new one? You can choose a new voice inside, a voice that says, it's okay to try. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn. It's okay to grow, even if I don't get it right the first time. Because mistakes don't make you weak. Hiding from growth does. Strength is not about never failing. Strength is about staying open, trying again, and learning from every experience. That is what builds fluency, skill, and real confidence. And you are fully capable of that kind of strength. Now, let's talk about your inner story. Take a deep breath with me.
Slow down.
Think about all the times you felt like a mistake defined you. Logically, you might know that mistakes don't define you. But emotionally, it can still be hard to believe.
Why?
Because of that inner voice. The one that whispers, you're not good enough. You always mess things up. Why even try? You'll just fail again. Most of us have that voice. For language learners, perfectionists, or anyone trying something new, that voice can be very loud. But here's the truth. That voice is not really you. It's just an old recording. A story someone told you. A story you've told yourself too many times. And today, you can start rewriting that story. Think about it. What would your life feel like if you replaced that voice with a new one? One that cheers you on instead of judging you. One that says, I can try. I can learn. I can grow. Mistakes are part of the journey, not the end of the story. Each time you speak in English, take a risk, or try something new, you can remind yourself, this is practice, not proof of failure. Every mistake is a lesson. Every small step is progress. And every time you choose to move forward, even when you're afraid, you are rewriting the story of who you are. You are replacing fear with courage. You are replacing shame with curiosity. You are replacing self-doubt with confidence. So start today. Notice the inner voice. Listen to it, but don't obey it blindly. Ask yourself, is this helpful? Or can I choose a better voice? And then speak, try, fail, and try again. Keep moving. Keep learning. Keep growing. Because that is the real path to confidence, skill, and mastery. That is how mistakes become tools for success. That is how you turn fear into courage and mistakes into strength. Think about how you talk to a friend when they make a mistake. Do you call them a failure? Do you say they are hopeless? Of course not. You probably say things like, it's okay. You're learning. Don't worry. You'll get better with practice. So here's the big question. Why don't we speak to ourselves the same way? Why are we kind to others but harsh to ourselves? This is where self-compassion comes in. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same care and kindness you would give to someone you love. It means understanding that mistakes are normal. Everyone makes them. Nobody is perfect. When you begin to speak to yourself gently, something changes. You start to heal. You feel stronger. You begin to grow. Not from shame or fear, but from encouragement. Here are some simple phrases you can use when you make a mistake or when your inner voice becomes negative. You can say them out loud or silently in your mind. I am not my mistake. Mistakes mean I am trying. I am learning, not failing. Every expert was once a beginner. Progress takes time, and I am moving forward. Even if these phrases feel strange at first, practice them. Repeat them often. Write them down. Say them in front of a mirror. Whisper them quietly when you feel low. Over time, these words will become part of your new inner story. You can build a habit of positive self-talk. And this habit is one of the most powerful tools for emotional strength and real confidence. The words we use in our minds are very powerful. If you keep saying, I'm bad at English, or I'll never improve, your brain begins to believe it. And once you believe it, it affects everything you do. But when you change your inner words to be supportive and encouraging, you create a mindset that helps you grow. You begin to see mistakes as part of learning, not proof of failure. Self-compassion is not just about feeling better. It's about getting stronger. Every time you remind yourself that mistakes are part of the process, you reinforce courage, patience, and determination. You learn to try again, without fear. You learn to speak, practice, and move forward, even when it's hard. Think of it like planting seeds. Every kind word you give yourself is a seed of strength. Every gentle reminder that mistakes are okay helps you grow resilience, confidence, and real skill. You are training your mind to support you, not to hold you back. And that support is what allows you to keep learning, to keep speaking, and to keep improving day by day. So start today. Notice your inner voice. When it judges or criticizes, respond with self-compassion. Say the kind phrases. Treat yourself like a friend. Make gentle reminders a habit. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. The more natural it becomes, the stronger and braver you will feel. Remember, mistakes are not your enemy. Your inner voice doesn't have to be cruel. You can teach it to be kind, supportive, and encouraging. And when you do, you will see how much more confident, resilient, and capable you really are. The way we talk to ourselves shapes everything we do. If your inner voice says, I can't do this, your actions follow. But here's the good news. You can change that voice. Even a small shift in how you think can change your whole mindset. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you might say, this is hard, but I'm improving. Instead of thinking, everyone is judging me, you can remind yourself, everyone makes mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. You're not lying to yourself or pretending. You're choosing a way of thinking that is kinder, balanced, and more helpful. Let me share a story. A few years ago, I met a woman named Maria. She was learning English in her 40s.